Geologist Daniel Robinson. I attend AC Flora, and I'm planning to major in geology at the College of Charleston.
Good job. Good evening, everybody. This is Dave Robinson, the father of geologist Daniel Robinson. Thank you guys for joining us live stream. I see a lot of people coming on the Instagram side as well as the YouTube side. So I really appreciate you guys for joining in. First, just Happy New Year's to you all. I hope you all had a wonderful time with your families. I did. I really did, and I'm really happy to be able to do that. That time of the year, as I told you guys before, I recognize that to be a time where people can get time off from work, spend time with their families. Families is very big for me, and it's a time, like I say, where everybody can get together, share stories they had throughout the year, to show love, eat a lot of food, and a lot of times people give each other. It's a time of giving and things like that. So really, I hope you guys had enjoyed your family time with your families. Held everybody close as you can. Had a chance to tell everybody that you love them as they depart to go back to their regular lives, met in different states or wherever they may be. So I hope you guys had an opportunity to do that. So thank you so much. I see a lot of people. I saw you, Larnell, coming on Instagram as well. I really appreciate just me. I see you there, Erica. Thank you so much, Moody Gliddy. Thanks so much, Moo Gliddy. Thanks so much for being here as well, Sarah. Thank you so much. I see you guys joining in. So thank you. I appreciate it. First, I just coming on to just talk about this flyer distribution, you guys, in 2024. This is a continuation of everything I have been doing since my son went missing on June the 23rd of 2021, and it's a continuation, something I had to continue to do. I had to continue to fight. Things kind of slow down during the time of the year when they are. When there's the holidays seasons in, everybody, like I said, getting together. So things do kind of slow down. But it's time to pick things back up. As you guys know, Dane's birthday is coming up on the 14th of this month. I will be doing some type of celebration for that. But you know what, you guys, like I said, I had to keep on fighting for him. He don't have a voice. It's time to. If he was here, he was saying Happy New Year to you guys as well. But he don't have a voice to speak out for himself, and we don't know exactly what happened into Daniel. So I'm going to, like I said, to continue to do my part as a father and fight for them. And one of those ways is through the flyer distribution. That's why you guys, I'm putting the flyers here. You guys, if you can, please go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. I'm sorry, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com and request these flyers. I'd be grateful, very much gratitude if you guys can do that and request these flyers. I have them sent out to you and get them out into your communities, no matter where you live, because it's very important to keep the awareness of Daniel's case. You guys are helping me to keep Daniel's case from becoming on a cold case status. There's no need to be on a cold case status. As you guys know, there's so much for law enforcement to do. It's just a matter of getting them to do it eventually. But I tell you guys, I just really need the awareness out there to keep his story out there. Also, you guys can go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and download those flyers if you guys want to help in that way. I look at it as a form of donating because I know it costs to print. I know it costs. I know when I paid to get these flyers printed, but you guys that may be at home, you print these flyers, you're utilizing your paper, your ink, and things like that. So if you guys want to do it, please help finddaniel.com. That is a form of donating, and it helps me get these flyers out. I truly appreciate you guys if you can do that. Like I said, you guys, you also, again, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You can request those, give me information. I have those flyers sent out to you. A lot of people have a bunch I had to send out this week, for instance. So I really appreciate those who request those flyers. I did get your emails yesterday, and I will be going through those and have those flyers sent out to you. So thanks so much. I truly appreciate that. Again, I'm just here today to talk about Daniel on the case, as well as going to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com to join in on the mail-in protest. That's something I've been doing since the earlier part of last year. You guys, of 2023, I have been trying to get law enforcement to take on more responsibility on this forensics, as well as get Sheriff Pinzone, who is leaving this month, who's not going to go up for re-election, to take on Dane's case, to have Dane's case moving to the Maricopa County, and or have those forensics done that I've been trying to push you guys for over 2 years now. The airbags need to be tested. The red transfer paint on the vehicle we don't know where those come from. The clothing that was found at the scene, we don't recognize as a family. We want to make sure it is indeed Daniel's clothing, and as well as being tested for airbag residue. You know, saying if it's if an airbag hit those clothing, hit Daniel, if he was in that vehicle, there would be residue from the airbag implanted in them clothing, as well as testing the vehicle itself for blood. I'm not at all satisfied with the way the law enforcement handled that situation. Hey, look, we didn't see with our eyes any blood in that vehicle. You just imagine a vehicle. I seen a vehicle in less damage than what Daniel's vehicle have, and people have died. They claiming that the vehicle rolled over. As you guys know, we know it was in the full rollover, but law enforcement insists on that. Even that, you guys, there would be some form of injury in a devastating crash, like that vehicle, the damage that we saw. So we want to see, if you didn't see with your eyes in the blood, I want to see if there's blood in the vehicle. Someone wiped it up. There's somebody else's DNA in that vehicle. So it's a lot to process, and I'm really pushing again this year. It's going to be another year of fighting. And, I have made it, you guys, from 2021 until now because of you guys. You guys have been supporting from day one, has been fighting on my behalf. You guys have been sending out letters. You guys have been calling. You guys have been doing so much supporting my efforts, supporting directly to me, as well as signing that petition. So I really appreciate you guys. Go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com, and you can look at the many ways that you can help. Also, you guys, I'm still opening up the invitation here. Same way, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You guys have a loved one that is missing and you want to share their story. By all means, please reach out to me. I would love to have you on this platform. I would love to have you on the YouTube to talk about your loved one's case and be able to share your loved one's story. Because I'm telling you something, you guys, not just my family, but every family. Right as I'm speaking, someone has have a loved one that's gone missing. In this country, thousands of people go missing every year. Hundreds of thousands of people go missing every year. A greater number of them are found, thank God, but there's a lot of them that are not. A great number that does not ever be found. So we definitely want everybody to try to do everything they can to help other families, and also encourage families to do some of the things that you see other families like myself. We go out and advocate for our loved one. We are building the website. We're just being very active on their loved one's case, because I tell you what, like I said again, if the interest of the conversation, the interest of the public goes away, and the family seem like they're not really as interested in their loved one's case, it gives cover. And I'm not saying that directly saying law enforcement intentionally, but it gives cover for law enforcement to push it under the rug. Say we did all we can do. We have nothing else to do. We're not looking anymore. We're not, it's not an urgent thing for law enforcement. So we want to keep law enforcement engaged. In my son's case, in my son's case, I have to, as his father, I'm his advocate. I'm his father. I love him. And I have to say, for me in my house, I have to fight for Daniel in the way that I'm doing it. And guys, I'm encourage other families, like I said, to do also in that manner. Because it helps, and it's a big thing, you guys. It'll help a whole lot of families actually do that. So thank you. I see you again, Larnell. I really appreciate it. Buckeye Police Department is 100% liable for this. Yes, and I still agree with that. We guys, once we get those evidence and things together, you guys will understand the reason why we constantly say things like that with the Buckeye Police Department. But we'll have that put out eventually. Also, I thank you guys. I'm trying to see if there's other names I recognize here, but thank you so much. And on the bottom of the screen, you guys see here, if you have any information about my son, anything that you heard from someone who have direct knowledge to what happened to my son, you've seen something that day as you pass by, you guys, you have a direct tip, use the tip line. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. You can remain anonymous. There's operators 24 hours, 7 days a week. They'll take your call. If you don't want to talk to anybody, you can also text the word tip to that number, TIP, and you still can, the form will come up, you guys, and you still can remain anonymous. I don't have to know who you are. I truly need all the information I can. I thank God for some of the leads that I have gotten. They haven't gone anywhere. They didn't get to a point where I would like to go to try to get. In other words, they didn't lead it to any place. But at the same time, it gives opportunity, to have people out here who may have seen something or thought they have seen. So, hey, I seen someone that looked like Daniel, for instance, things like that, you guys. And that's why it's still important to get those flyers out there, because if Daniel's out there somewhere, he don't know who he is, or something happened, somebody holding a ransom, whatever the case may be, someone see that flyer, they see his face. And, like I said, you guys become my eyes and my ears. I've seen his face. Hey, his father is looking for him. And, it can go on from there to progress for us as a family to find what happened to Daniel and bring him back home. Also, you guys, to contact me directly, the numbers here on the bottom, 803-200-7994. You guys, it's a public cell phone number. You guys want to contact me directly. If you have any tips or things, you can contact me directly, as well as you can email to please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Again, you guys, that's for also the flyer distribution. If you guys want to have flyers sent out, but you can use that email to reach out to me if you have any information as well. If you don't, not trying to stay anonymous, you can use that as well. Also, so thank you so much, you guys. So I really appreciate your time that you are spending here on this live. It's a last minute thing. I decided to just go ahead and jump on and talk about this flyer distribution, because it's really important to me, as well as the mail-in protest. So if you guys have any time in your schedule, and let me explain a little bit more with that mail-in protest, you guys. You go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. On the front screen, you will see the information that you need for the mailing project. You see the PDFs there. It's the picket signs, the same kind of picket signs I would have printed out, you guys, when we have a physical protest if needed. But it's the picket signs, you guys, is in a PDF form. You guys go, like I said, a form of donating as well. You guys download those picket signs, so those PDFs, print them out, put them in the envelope, and mail them to those addresses you see on the website. One going to Buckeye Police Department, the other going to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Those names going to change, of course, because we all know that this month as well, Chief Hall is retiring out, and as well as a sheriff in the zone is not going up for reelection. So those names will change. Whoever the person is taking those positions, their name going to be there. But what I'm trying to do, you guys, if you can understand, I need thousands. I mean thousands, because there's thousands of you guys. See guys joining in right now. If everybody pitch in and put as many of those letters out at one time every week out there to those the addresses I have on the website, that'll be thousands going into this department, and that will get their attention and keep their attention. So that's the reason why. That's the whole purpose of the flyer, the protest, the mail-in protest, is to not let them forget who Daniel Robinson is, not let them throw Daniel's case under the shade when we know the public can see this. There's so much to Daniel's case, and you're not going to put it under the rug. You're not going to, the father is still here fighting, which I am, and we're not going to just let it go, right? And so that's what it is. We need justice in Daniel's case, and that's what I'm looking for. Need law enforcement to do the right things. Guys, you can read the report, and I know law enforcement is joined together in brotherhood in the blue to support themselves. But it's not about them; it's about me finding my son, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that law enforcement are doing exactly what they should and what they could do in my son's case. So again, you guys, and also you guys, if you want to follow me, those who maybe follow me on different platforms right now, the platforms right here on the bottom: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Reddit is Please Help Find Daniel is the name for each of those platforms, except for Twitter, X. That would be Please Help Find 4. You can see it on the bottom of the screen there. Please Help Find 4, the number 4. But everything else is Please Help Find Daniel. You guys want to continue to follow my efforts to. And then information that would be coming out for things like, for instance, if there's going to be in the future searches out there in the desert, because I do have little small pockets. I just couldn't get to it this fall, you guys. It just didn't work out for me. It's really depressing for my efforts. But at the same time, you guys, there's other things coming up as well. You guys will get that information through this platform. So again, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to jump off now. Let's see if I can go real quick and see if there's any comments there I may be able to throw up here on the screen for you guys. Yes. Thank you so much, Green Light. I really appreciate it. Well, don't have too much new information right now, so that I would like to share with the public. There is some new things that law enforcement know, and they should be able to elaborate. Like I say again, you guys, I'm trying to do everything I can to force law enforcement to act on some things that they know. You guys, the public may not know, and they know, and they should be acting upon those things. You guys already know the public information, for instance, that I put out lately. It would involve Daniel's apartment. We now know that someone was in Daniel's apartment after he went missing, searching for something. We didn't have the clue from my investigator that I hired to go into Daniel's apartment at the time. Had evidence of somebody's tearing. You just saw the closet guy tearing down the closet looking for something in his room. We just couldn't pinpoint if it was during the time Daniel was there or after. But once I was able to get the Tempe Police Department to do all the forensics on the electronics, you guys. So you read those reports and say, "Oh, Buckeye did electronic." No, they did not. I was able to get the Tempe Police Department to do so, and we shared it with the Buckeye Police Department on the information that we had, and to hope that they would act upon it. And to date, they have not acted upon those things, you guys. They're holding again, like I'm telling you guys. If I let up right now, let off the gas pedal, it'll be just like what they're doing now. It'd be a lot worse, is what I'm saying. Easy to give them shade to throw those information that they have and to say, "Hey, I'm not doing anything about it," and throw it in the back corner somewhere. Just like the death threats I had, and I went to the Buckeye Police Department about. To date, it's been over almost 3 years, and they have not even acted upon those things, you guys. And the FBI asked them to do so, asked me to have them do so. So it's things like that. So I definitely need your help, you guys, to continue to put this pressure on. And then I would be able to give you some new information once they start acting upon those things that we do have, the available information that law enforcement has. Thank you, Sarah Miller, for being here. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope this year brings you answers. It will. I have faith. So I have faith, and without faith, saying, you got to have faith and action at the same time. So try to do everything I can, Sarah, to make sure that happens. Hello to you as well. Yep, another Maria. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being here. And let's see here. You have something here. There needs to be a coordinated, full investigation. Yes, yes, and that, I really need law enforcement to do some things I've seen them do in other cases. You guys, every case is equal. As you guys know, we talked about that many times about the disparities and the way law enforcement handles certain cases and versus the others, and it happens to everybody. But the thing is, I'm saying, you guys, we got to try to do everything we can as a public. Especially, this is a crisis. I think missing person cases with thousands of people go missing every year. This is a crisis, and we need more attention. And I will be trying to do everything I can to put attention to that, awareness to that problem in this country. Also, thank you, not words podcast. Thank you so much, praying for your family. Thank you. I really appreciate the prayers. We need those, and we need that, and need all the prayers and all the positive information all the positive energy that we can get to keep going. And to answer that question, he will be on the 14th. He'll be 27. I want to make sure I get that right. So he'll be 27. And so time is going by fast. It was 24 when we went missing, you guys, and time is going by really quick here. So hopefully I can find Daniel before his birthday on the 14th of this month, and we can celebrate it together. And that's what I'm looking for. Senator, thanks so much for being here as well. Thanks for being such a strong example of a great man. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks so much for saying that. Perfect example of a true father. We'll continue to share. And I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can to uh, be what a father should be. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody need improvement. I didn't have a father role model to look at, but one thing I can say, I know what I would like to have seen in my father. So I do whatever thing I can to, portray that for my children. So thanks so much for saying that. I really truly appreciate you, Miss Dean. Thank you so much for being here as well. Bless you and your family. I hope we find Daniel this year. I hope so too. We will. And thank you for those positive energy, Miss Dina. Thanks so much. Deanna, thanks so much. Randall Carpenter, thanks so much. Keeping you and Daniel in our thoughts and doing what we can to help. I truly appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Like I say, all this positive energy, you guys, it's not only for a person with a missing loved one. It's not only, them trying to get law enforcement to do things, but when they're out here trying to find a loved one and they have your backing, it helps the morale because it's not easy, you guys. I talked to many families who have missing loved ones. I have been in this what we call it a this club in a sense, saying being a part of the club is not easy for any family. And I know I hear the pains all the time. Sometimes it affects me when I hit to hear mothers crying for their children. And, it's not easy, especially when you have to come out into the public sphere to try to talk about your loved one. You have to say these stories over and over and over again. It gets to you after a while. Some quicker than others, and it's not easy. But you guys, the morale when you guys give that positive energy and say these nice things, it does help with morale. It helps with the loved one to continue on fighting. Knowing that people have their back and there's people that's praying, that's thinking about your loved one. So things like that. And so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sir Randall, for everything that you guys have doing out there that I'm unaware of. You guys out there helping in any way you can, willing to uphold their oath, And how you doing, Esther? Thanks so much for being constant support of my efforts. And I'm assuming you're speaking about law enforcement. And yes, it's just like any public office. We raise our right hand like I did when I joined the military. First thing they asked us, hey, did somebody ask you to do this? Did somebody hold a gun to your head and make you do this? No, you're a volunteer. We have a volunteer army. We have a volunteer police department. And we know the risk when you join in to these things. So our job, it comes with risk at the beginning, and that we don't go in it blindly. But we also serve the public. We serve the public's interests in the military. We serve the country's interests. We defend our Constitution, and we do it with honor. Saying it's not just going out just because somebody looked like there was a Taliban when I was in Afghanistan. We just go shoot them down. No, it didn't work that way. We had rules of engagement. We didn't have to work on our fear. Oh, I was afraid for my life, so I just shot this person down. That was unacceptable in the military. And so we also think that the same thing with law enforcement. When they're holding their oath to serve the public, you serve the public with honor and dignity and respect. And as well as when it comes to missing person cases, as well as Daniel's, you do what you're supposed to do wholeheartedly. And, not looking out for the blue, you're looking out for that family. You're looking out to find these answers. You have a thick skin. You don't go by your feelings and things like that. So like I told you guys before, I'm really short on feelings. Just do your job. Saying that's what I get what you're saying, holding that oath. Also, record, I guess, at REC. Thanks so much for being here as well. Gladys, thanks so much for being here. Hello, been a while since I have caught on one of your lives. Yeah, I just did it random. Just today, I decided to go ahead and just run up here really randomly. I keep praying for you and your family. Find answers on finding Daniel. Again, you guys, that positive energy, we need it. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Gladys, thanks so much for watching this live, as well as Juju. Thanks so much, Harris. Daniel's birthday is just before mine. Well, I may not be able to say it to you, so I say it now. Happy birthday to you as well. No wonder I feel especially drawn to him. And I've worked out in the field along a lot too. And that is, so you understand, if you worked out there in that desert, if you're a geologist as well, you can understand. One thing, I used to go out there to that desert by myself to do some recons and do some investigative stuff. And, of course, I do it unannounced. Only a handful of people would know I'd be out there in the desert. Because I had death threats at the time, I would try to make sure I just kept it under kept it to a small group, to people that know I was out there. And when I was out there in that desert, many times I just stopped and try to put myself in, if Daniel was out there somehow, and put myself in his shoes, where direction he would go and things like that. And it's spooky to me, being a city guy, and you can almost hear your own ear or something. It's so very quiet. You can hear a bug, bee or whatever, landing on a branch or something, twig or something far away. You hear, the rustle of the wind when it moves a little. So it was very different feel being out there in the desert. Some people think it's serene. They love that. For me, it's so wide open. I felt somebody could see me. I just couldn't see them. So maybe it could have been a little bit of my military thing. But what I'm saying is, yes, if you're out there working in the field by yourself, I had to say, you guys just be careful. Just one thing with Daniel's job, Matrix New World, Matrix Southwest Groundwater. I hope they change their policy since my auntie had a really hard discussions with them about their safety protocols. When you have workers, people that work for your company, geologists or not, scientists going out to these remote parts of the desert alone with no GPS coordinating to locate these people if something was to go wrong, have some kind of system where they can act immediately. As you've seen in Daniel's case, that job had so much even called the cops when they thought Daniel was missing. They didn't form a search party to go search for Daniel. I had to leave South Carolina, you guys, for many reasons. Those were one, but the main reason at the time was because law enforcement didn't do so. They didn't go out to look for him. I had to drive over 2,000 miles in my car to get to Phoenix, Arizona to go do things for myself, for my son. And so that's where the beginning of the fight for Daniel started, you guys. And that was the push. And thank God I kept fighting and I didn't go home when they gave me that vehicle on July the 19th, July the 20th, after it was found. And I could have just easily went back to South Carolina, listened to what the law enforcement said at the time, as they gave me all the reports that they've done with everything. They told me investigator wasn't reporting. I could have came back to South Carolina, and y'all would have never heard of Daniel Robinson. It would have never happened, you guys, but I kept pushing. So I kept pushing, and God bless that I have wonderful people like you got things going. That's how I was able to get the find out about the red transfer paint. That's how me and my investigator that I hired, he was able to get the 46 initial cycles. All this came from us, you guys. It didn't come from law enforcement. The 11 additional mile, the 46 initial cycles, to the time of the date the vehicle was in the first incident happened, and things like that, you guys. So all the information came from my investigating, which I hired my private investigator. They did not come from law enforcement. Everything you know about Dan's case came from that. Only thing you have now is a Mile IQ app from law enforcement that want to so bad for whatever reason pin Daniel's case, his vehicle there for over 30 days. But so the thing is, you guys, I need your continued support. I need continuous help so I can always fight, because this is very serious, you guys. If you was in my shoes, my family's shoes, you would understand and that, hey, we got to keep on fighting. Thanks so much, Mary. I pray for change and hope in 2024. For Daniel, thanks so much. And I do too. And like I said, it's going to be a continuous thing. It's going to be a continuous fight. And, I cannot stop. Daniel is Maricopa County helping. Maricopa County gave me some. I don't think they did when I sat with Sheriff and Zone at time. He promised me two things. And I won't say the second because I'm really working on this new person that's gonna come in. But he didn't keep his word, because I was putting a protest up and I was going up to Maricopa County. He had one of his assistants called me to halt the report. Y'all probably remember this. And I kind of halted the protest, and I said, hey, it's for reasons I didn't really put in the public, but I can say it now. It's because the Sheriff and Zone office asked me to hold off on that protest, so they can go ahead and do these two things that I'm demanding. They did one to date, and they didn't do the other. And they gave me a hard time, I put it that way, so far to date, about the second thing, which they promised promise on the two. So like I said, you guys, I won't say they're not working with me. So I'm not gonna go put and say, hey, they're not working with me, but currently they're not working with me since the last time I did have them go out and do a search. You guys probably remember Maricopa County went out to do a search. But my team, I had to leave town, I had to go back to South Carolina, but my team sat in a situation room, is what they call it, and watching the search happen in real time in their secure room. And I was able to get feedback from South Carolina to there what's going on that day. Of course, y'all seen right after the search, Buckeye came out and said it was their search, but no, it was a Maricopa County search. Again, that was an example of how blue Maricopa County felt they need to help Buckeye look like they did something. So that was more of a Maricopa County operation, and but try to get a credit to the Buckeye Police Department. But yes, that's what I'm looking at right now. So hopefully in the future, Catherine, coming forward, 2024, I'm doing everything, you guys. I sent out a letter the other day to officials, one in particular, the detective that's over my son's case for the Buckeye Police Department, as well as other officials in that lettering. to get them to do something. Guys, you guys will probably find out about that pretty soon once I get those answers and things like that. So it's working. Like I said, there's a lot of work in the background, you guys, to try to get things moving forward. And I'm just gonna have to keep going. Trinity, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much for your prayers. Prayers change things, so I really appreciate that. And the energy. Mary Flynn, thank you. You are the hardest. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hardest working father and soldier. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I'm trying my best, doing my best, you guys, doing my best. So we have to keep going. Not words podcast. I can understand, but I empathize. Big prayers. Thanks so much. Yes, I really appreciate it. I hope you don't have to anybody. I wouldn't wish this on anybody or any family. I can tell you that the stresses that come along with having a missing loved one, oh man, it affects the family in different ways. Sometimes even it can cause certain divisions in the family. You'd be surprised, you guys. So, like I said, the missing part of a loved one, it goes all kind of directions, you guys. I heard it all. I've seen it all. Even experienced a lot of things. So it happens, you guys. Again, I'd love thank you guys for the questions and things like that, and some of the comments you have here. Uh, do you think Matrix that he worked for knows anything? Well, and that's it. That's something like I told you guys before. When I first started my investigating, uh, everybody's a suspect. When I say everybody's suspect until I can prove otherwise, and there's a lot of people been disproven to have any involvement in my book to Daniel. It may seem kind of a certain way, but then you kind of, say, from evidence wise, hey, you can push them to the side. But like I said, there's some things that I cannot share with the public. But I feel that somebody would know a little more than what they're saying. And so, yes, if to make it broadly, I would say yes. I think some people may know a little more than they're saying. Also, the Edit Wayans, thanks so much for being here. Have you considered reaching out to the Cold Case Foundation? I've I've reached out to so many foundations that I lose track of which ones, and so I'm not sure. I want to know that name sound familiar, so I won't say I haven't reached out to them, and I won't say I have. What I'm saying, but I will check into to make sure if I have or not. And I'm not sure what they do. The Cold Case Foundation. I don't know if Daniel's case would be considered a cold case right now because I don't consider it a cold case. But if it is considered in some way a cold case foundation still can help. I welcome any help that I can get from people who have those expertise. Thank you, Jen, for being here. Thinking of Daniel and your family, and always praying for his safe return. Thank you so much. I really need that. Again, that positive energy. Thanks so much for being here. And thank you. I may not say these words, V. Kasser. I may not say these names properly, so you guys have some screen names that's a little difficult for me. But thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you joining in and sharing your time this evening. Mary Flynn again. Yes, the Cold Case Foundation, Chris Medall. Yeah, I spoke with him. Yes, in the interview room. Yes, now when you said that name, yes, I actually did an interview with him. Matter of fact, really nice guy. He's been helping in other ways as well. He got me connected with some people that helped me with this the mapping that I have out for that desert search. You guys remember the mapping came through Matrix New World when I had meetings with them to be able to utilize their map, and that's how my mapping system on Please Help Find Daniel came about. Was able to mark off the areas that we search and things like that for the public can know the areas that have been searched out there in the Sonoran Desert. And also, you guys, I mean, it helped in many ways. So I really thank the Matrix New World for allowing us to use that, and help me with my search efforts when I was out there in the desert. At the same time, they also took it down. I don't know if they thought I wasn't using it anymore, but they said they had a lot of load or something on their I guess losing a lot of data. And so again, Mr. Chris, he was able to, like I said, the person who hooked me up with was able to try to get that stuff back up online. So I was able to get the map back. I didn't get all the information. So you look at the map now, you guys, it's missing a lot of parts that we did search. I know those areas that we search, but you can have a kind of idea of what we covered. Most of it is there, but a lot of it is not. And so you can see you still can have an idea of what's been covered out there in the desert to date. Nikki, thank you again. It's time for some answers. Buckeye Police Department. Yes, it is. And I called them up. They didn't have any updates. I talked to them about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'll say 4 weeks ago now. They didn't have any updates. Your best is unbelievable. Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you again, Mary Flynn. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, Esther. I truly appreciate you as well. Again, thank you, Mary. Did going to CrimeCon bring any more help? It always does. CrimeCon, I've been there for the CrimeCon in Vegas. I was able to meet the makers of CrimeCon. Very good people, and like I said, their whole platform, the whole CrimeCon thing. It's a true crime. I say it like this, you guys: the true crime community at large, all the podcasters to you name it. I met since like Gizla K from Grizzly True Crime to John Q, saying to just everybody. I don't want to miss nobody, but it's so many. That's what the true crime community at large, like I said, and it's been a big help for my efforts to get Daniel's name out there, to keep the story going. If it wasn't for these content creators out there with these podcasts and things, I don't know. Because like I told you guys, I worked hard for 3 months to get Daniel's case, his name on a national attention, and it was hard. It was hard. It didn't come easy. And when it got there, of course, with the major networks and whether it's Dr. Oz that I've been on, or Red Table Talk, and after a while, they have bosses and producers and things, and they want what they want on their show. Daniel case become a back shelf thing, in a sense. I don't think they're doing it in a mean way, because I do talk to a lot of people from Dateline. Robert Dean from Dateline, he regularly call and check, and then some of these other ones they'll regularly call and check, to check and see how things are going. So on their own time. But like I said, to have it on their platforms and things like that, it dies off after a certain time. Hey, that case become old, that story become old. It's nothing new. Because when I try to with them, say what's new, what's new, what's new. If you don't have anything new, which it would be kind of hard if you don't have law enforcement working with you, they won't put it on. But the true crime podcasters, they are willing to listen to Daniel's story, share Daniel's story, get it out there for their audience who may have never heard of Daniel's case. And it don't have to be many of them did hear about Daniel's case. They may hear some of the same things over, but those who join in who haven't heard of Daniel's case can learn about that. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate the podcasters and the content creators who's constantly sharing Daniel's story, as well as having me on to do interviews. So that's the biggest heroes to me, as well as the content creators, true crime community, and CrimeCon helped out with that. Going out to CrimeCon in Vegas, in Orlando this last year, was give me the ability to get out thousands of flyers to, multiple people and thousands of flyers going out to wherever they come from. Like, they could be living in Georgia, one could be living in Wyoming, one could be living in Utah, one could be living in New York, and they all getting these flyers and taking it back to their community. And so that flyers are getting everywhere. So it helps. It helps out a whole lot. And so I really, to answer that question again and go back real quick, Mary, yes, CrimeCon helped out a whole lot. I hope I get to do it. Well, I hope I can do it with Daniel the next time they have a CrimeCon. I think it's in Nashville. And if they have it in Nashville and Daniel's there, I hope we can talk about missing person cases and bring light into this problem that we're having in this country. That's what I'm looking forward to be able to go forward with advocating for just missing loved ones, period. That's why I say again, you guys, if you guys have a missing loved one and you want to share that story, you want a platform to do it with, this is a family platform. Please hit me up. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com and request to be on with me. And we can talk about your loved one's story. I would love to have you on and to spread awareness about your loved one. That's the only, that's what I should be doing. And that's the only one of the ways I can give back to the community, and as well as because I know the empathy and that you guys have given to me, and also I want the empathy that I'm giving to those loved ones who share the same pain that my family and I are sharing with Daniel. So if I can do anything I can, that's what I want to do. So of course, if you guys, like I say, have missed a loved one, want to share a story, please by all means hit me up and we can talk about it. If you just I know how hard it is to be on the camera. Even if you just want me to share the information, I would do that as well. You don't have to be on camera if you don't like. You just want your voice. John Q will tell you. You got a system on this platform that I use. You don't have to show your face. We can hear your voice if you don't want to, because some people don't like to be on camera. Trust me, I found a lot of families that way, and so it's kind of hard for them. But I'm willing to do that. I can be that person to be on camera for you and share that story. So, but thank you, Trinity. Trinity, thanks so much. I'm concerned he may have found something in water samples. It's a couple things that I'm getting close to. You guys, I told you I have not seen Daniel's vehicle personally, but 3 times. No, 2 times. I'm sorry, it's 2 times. It was once when the Buckeye Police Department showed it to me. Detective Biffin, he showed it to me for the first time. That was a day after they found it. Over 24 hours later, he showed me that vehicle for the first time. Tried to get me to touch it. I wouldn't touch it, and that's when he threatened me and told me if I didn't get out there, they're going to have towed away and I'm going to pay storage fees. But only time I saw it, I had them hold it for 3 days, and I forced them to do some forensics on that vehicle. What they did is swap the steering wheel and the shift. I just asked for fingerprinting, and they gave it back to me from that point. And like I said, I seen it then, and then after that, when they gave it back to me, I didn't actually go get it in anything. I had my private investigator, because I didn't like what they said in this meeting, and my private investigator arranged to have it pull out of the compound. And the next time I seen it after that is when he went to go do some work, some forensic work or whatever. Not forensic work, but some whatever he's doing as a detective. And the facility that we have, they pull it out, and I was way far from it. But to actually see the vehicle, it's hard for me to look at that, guys. If you see a vehicle in that manner of your loved one that you love, and you can't help but think bad things. And so I don't feel great trying to even look at that vehicle. So I didn't. So the thing is, I saw it that second time, and another reason I stay away from the vehicles is because of the integrity. Law enforcement, the Buckeye Police Department has damaged the chain of custody from day one. I mean, everything, all the evidence that was found that I have in my possession, you guys, that need to be friends. How you gonna give me the stuff and then try to accuse me of holding on evidence because I don't want to give it back to you before you do the forensics you should have did the first time? You get what I'm saying? That's what Buckeye and the police department does, and try to make me the villain somehow. But the thing is, and I smile and laugh because there's some things in the background I laugh at Chief Hall about. But the thing is, um, I haven't seen that vehicle. Is because of the chain of custody has been broken. I'm trying to keep Daniel's everything in much as I can. You guys, I had to learn a lot about um, detective work and things of when it comes to legal stuff. Because if someone to come forward and I find out someone have done something to my son, God forbid, any defense attorney would get that person off because of the way the Buckeye Police Department handle his things, right? Put it in the bag for safekeeping, marked for safekeeping. They weren't intending to do any forensics, and they weren't intending to look at Daniel's case further than he just missing, and that was it. That's why they gave me everything. And so, the chain of custody has been damaged so much that I'm trying to hold on to everything I can to give Daniel a fighting chance if it turns out to be a person responsible for everything been found, and and want to be able to prosecute that person. It'll make it very difficult the way that, like I say, law enforcement damaged it. So anyway, it could, when I said all that to say, Trinity, is that I haven't seen, but I do know because I have an inventory of everything that was in the vehicle from pictures that I received as well from my investigator at the time. And one thing was the water samples was in his vehicle at the time he went missing. I can't say that Matrix New World was bugging the hell out of me for those samples, and I'm afraid that Mr. McGrath gave it to him, which I told him not take anything out of that vehicle because it's under investigation. And I told Matrix New World no at the time. I'm not taking anything out of the vehicle because it's under investigation. I even talked to the creditors for Daniel's vehicle and told them same. It's under investigation, which they wrote that vehicle off, of course. But hopefully when that time comes, I see be able to do the inventory again. I hope for Mr. McGrath's sake that those things are still in the vehicle. But it concerns me as well because there's some things that Matrix is asking for in a way, and I don't want to put this in the public, but there's so much stuff that goes along with. Like I said, someone asked earlier about Matrix as son. I say everybody's suspect because some of those things are still under my investigating radar. And though law enforcement, like I said, stop you guys and try to do everything they can to push the case as just a missing person case. Um, no, it's a criminal case investigation on my part. And so that's what I'm looking at. And some things I do know in terms of that with the water sample stuff and, things with circumstantial evidence, I put that way, but I see some hard facts behind it and then we can go forward. So, but there you go. Thanks so much for that. Also, let me see what I have here. The Edit twins, they are helping with the Michael Vaughn, and he's not a cold case. Okay, I don't know that case that you're speaking referring to, but yes, that's great if they can. Like I said, I would love that. Be able to. And if this cold case, like I said, I talked to him before, and I don't know how we lost contact over time. I'm sure, but yes, I will revisit that as well. So that'd be wonderful if they can help in any form. Um, Again, was he getting water samples the day he went missing? Now I don't know. I don't know if see the one of the things is he would have if he would have been working with Ken when he got there. Ken said he only been there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I'm doubt if he got water sample then. So like I'm saying, the whole story. I say like this: what Buckeye put out to you guys in the public about this Mile IQ app. You see, the Mile IQ app would prove that Ken's story is totally false, right? It don't even mention the Mile IQ don't even show a stop at that well. So that's why I told you guys. I told the owners of that app. They tell you cannot use that app, and which law enforcement do. I'm telling you guys. You listen to what I'm saying. You guys, they are forcing Daniel's vehicle to be there for 30 days. They wanted there for 30 days. They've been saying that before they even have any kind of information. Before my investor came on the board, they were saying they wanted the vehicle to be there for 30 days because they was saying, oh, it's been there for 30 days. We see some rainwater in the hard hat. That's how they started off. Some kind of crazy stuff. But that didn't match either. You guys, I proved that wrong. There's proved that wrong that water was poured in that hard hat in his vehicle. It wasn't coming from the rain from one window. It's a whole story. I can go back over and visit again. But the thing I'm saying is, it is a lot, you guys. I'm just going to go off over that. I'll probably keep going on too far. But yes, there's a lot into that story, and I'm looking into that as well. But those water samples, I don't know if he took anything that day. I just know he went to the first well site. I was told he went to the first well site, and I do know he did something at the first well site, and that was take pictures. That's one thing I don't have evidence of. Everything else, I don't know about getting samples and things like that, but I do know evidence-wise, Daniel took pictures of logs for whatever reason, which I work with someone in the background has reached out to me recently. I forgot who it was, with someone that may be able to give me some information about those logs and what those logs are saying, because I'm not a geologist. I don't understand that stuff. And so to get them to look at it and see what I can notice on those logs. So, but no, but it could be some water samples he took, but I doubt it was at the second well site with Ken because according to his story, it's only been 15 minutes. And I do know my son's job when the 2 hours that we talk on many occasions when he at work, is it better the night or the day? He does his work. He had to go get water level checks. Every so we get off, hey, hold on a second, Dad, I got to do this water level check or something. At the same time, that's during the time where he's getting those samples and things like that. I'm sure he didn't say, hey, hold on, Dad, I'm get some samples or something, but I'm sure that's when he's getting those samples and things like that. So it would have been 15 minutes of getting on that job, talking about the weather that he's getting water samples. These things had to be done by the drilling operator who's drilling that well. And as they drilling, that machine, they pull samples up of the soil and the rocks and things that come from down in that earth, and that's what they gather to get information on about that well itself, things like that. So, all right, here we go. Let's see who else we got here. Thank you, Angie, for being here. I'm just now hearing about your son's case. I thank God you are hearing about it now. That let me know that hey, look what we're doing right now at the public. You guys, grassroots movement here is actually reaching people. So I really thank you, Angie, for even listening to Dane's case. I'm so sorry. Lots of prayers and thoughts for you and your family. I pray you have answers soon. May God bless. Thanks so much, Angie. Again, you guys, thanks for that positive energy. I truly appreciate it. Happy New Year to you. Also, thank you, Mary Flynn, again. I saw through Gisley originally. Yes, Gisley K. She's a true champion, a person that lives in the Netherlands, being able to do so much. You guys, she's a went to her when she was helping me out there. This lady was helping me, and I was in the desert. You guys getting live streams out there going, and she's in the Netherlands and was able to get in and have a lot of grizzlies out there in the desert with me working to search for Daniel. But like I said, I wanted to get a platform going to continue to talk about Daniel's story, and she gave me everything I needed to know to get things going and started. She was responsible for the person who was giving all the templates and stuff all on this on YouTube channel that I have, the Please Help Find Daniel. So she got me started, got me going, what I'm saying? And I really appreciate her for all her hard work that she do. She did some amazing things to be able to do all of that and do her own content creating. I asked her many times, like, how you do that stuff so fast to get this stuff done? But for me, I'm just long-winded. She's really short. She can put everything she needs to say in a little short piece and keep going. I just have a person that can't do that. I haven't accomplished that yet. So still working on that part, being so long-winded. Like I am today. You guys, I came on here to be on here for 15 minutes, been 52 minutes now. So long-winded. All right. Thank you, Mr. Q. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And it was good hearing from you. Was it the day before yesterday? It was good hearing from you, and it'll be good hearing from you tomorrow. But thanks so much. Salute, David. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to you. And thank you so much for everything you have been doing, from the investigative wise to also having me on your channel and sharing Daniel's story. So I really appreciate you and everybody that you was affiliated with as well. Was out working and helping. So I truly appreciate it. And thank you so much, sir, for being here. Also, thank you, Mary, again. Massachusetts here putting flyers out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I know some people in Boston that had sent some flyers out that way. So I truly appreciate you for getting those flyers out in Massachusetts. I'm thinking about Michigan. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry about that. But yes, thanks so much for getting out of Massachusetts. I really appreciate that. Mary, thanks so much. And you guys, like I said, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Let me put this on the bottom of the screen again. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Guys, if you want to help with the flyer distribution, it's very important to my efforts to find Daniel. Getting the word out there is like I said, you guys, getting the word out there, it definitely makes a difference for everybody. It makes a difference for everybody who ever miss a loved one. You guys sharing that story. So again, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. That's the email you guys see on the bottom of the screen. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You can request those flyers, or you can go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. And there's PDFs there. You can see the tab that says for the PDF, and I put that on the bottom of the screen there too. If you guys want to volunteer in other ways, tab, please help find Daniel. The flyers are available. Just print them out there. And that's a form of donating. If you guys help me that way, I truly appreciate that. Print those flyers out and put them in your communities or wherever you're traveling and things like that. That'll help a bunch. I just say it like that. It helps a whole lot, you guys. So thank you again. If you have a tip, I'm putting that up there again. You guys have a tip, please use the tip line. That's important too. This is a paid service, 24 hours, 7 days a week, live operators take your call. If you want to remain anonymous, they'll allow you to remain anonymous. If you don't want to talk to anybody, just text the word tip, TIP, to the number, and you can still remain anonymous. You don't have to talk to anybody. Again, let's see what I have here. Lily, thanks so much for being here as well. God bless you too. I truly appreciate you being here, as well as let me see who I have here. The Edit Twins. Thanks so much again. This probably sounds corny, but I light a candle daily for the missing to help them find their way home, and think of Daniel daily. No, that's not corny. That's something, that's love. I think that's true love, and I really appreciate that. Like I said, for you to even think about families like ours, that have missing loved ones. That's not corny at all. You know, that energy, I'm telling you, that's positive energy. That's what we do when we had the candlelit vigil. We light a candle in remembrance of those who have missing loved ones, and also those missing loved ones that they can find their way back home. God bless. You know, so it's an act of faith and things like that. So really, thank you so much, Eddie Twin, for even doing that. That shows what kind of person you are. You have a person that have empathy and love for everybody, people that you don't even know. So thank you so much for being that kind of person. Also, to see here, oh yeah, just like Mary Flynn said as well, that is not corny at all. That's right, not corny. You're amazing. That's right, and I agree with her. So thanks so much. Mary Ellen, praying for Daniel. Thank you again, you guys, for the prayers. I truly appreciate it, Jen. It's really beautiful idea. Yes, it is a beautiful idea. She's doing really good with those candles. I really appreciate her. Esther, thank you again. If those samples are missing, that alone warrants foul play, and it will. And and I'll be very disappointed, in Mr. McGrath, because he went against. He works for me, and at the time, and he would against what I asked him not to do is to release anything outside that vehicle because it's under investigation. At the time, my hopes was to get law enforcement to process that vehicle correctly. Because you imagine, guys, if a police cruiser was found in a manner that Daniel's vehicle was found almost 30 days later in a 20-foot ravine line on the side. The officer uniform was found in a pile 3 feet away from the vehicle. His ID and stuff in there. Everything stripped down from his underwear. That this whole case would have even went this way. It would have been called a criminal case immediately. They would have had law enforcement officers from all across the country out there in that Sonoran Desert searching for this officer, right? But let's say they did it in a way sloppily like Daniel. You think they would have said they would have saw no reason to do like Detective Biffin told me on the phone call that I record of myself, and to say that he didn't see no reason to do any forensics on that scene? Would you think they wouldn't do any forensics? And then if they did, the family forced them to do when I asked them to do fingerprinting. That's all I knew to ask. I'm not an expert at the time. And they did the swabbing of a steering wheel and a shifter. You think that would have been it? You think law enforcement would go just that far with the family of that officer and say, "Well, ma'am, we found everything, but we did some forensics. We swabbed the steering wheel and we swabbed the shifter on the." I mean, come on now, you guys. And that's what I'm saying, you guys, is the difference between, and some people think it's like, I guess I'm out after cops or after law enforcement. No, I'm after fairness. I'm after fairness. I'm after being treated the same way everybody's treated. You know what I'm saying? My son is gonna get the best of the best. He's gonna get, I mean, what any parent would do for their child. Want him to have the best, and for anybody really, in that matter of fact. If you can't not be a human like I have been going out in that desert with thousands of people, hundreds of people, I could say thousands of people coming out to that desert, and they tell me they have someone that's out there with missing loved ones, and they tell me those stories, and then I somehow just look for Daniel and trying to help them as well. Or I mean, you have to have empathy, and you can treat people the way they treat you, and how you want to be treated, right? So I see law enforcement; they would never handle a blue. If Detective Biffin would have went missing, or his son would have been missing, and his vehicle was found in that manner, you think this thing would have been rolling the way that they approaching Daniel's cases? No, it would not happen that way. They would not be making a report that is sensationalizing Danny's case, unnecessary. I call them fillers, things in report to like I said, sensationalize the case that don't have nothing to do with Daniel going missing. Oh yeah, we found something in his phone, say Tempe explosion or something. Like a person can look up whatever they want to look up. Well, I mean, what you're trying to portray or what you're trying to do. So, like I'm saying, you guys, there's a whole lot of fillers, a lot of things. They wouldn't approach no case like that if it came one of their own. No, so I want my son to be treated the way the blue treats the blue, and that's what I'm looking for, you guys. So again, thank you so much for that. The samples alone would be a warrant of foul play, and so much others after that's already there that are warrant. My investigator showed them hard evidence of the vehicle being planted there. Instead of law enforcement embracing evidence that we found, they waited a whole month, you guys, and they've been trying to fight my investigator. They tried to rebut his findings, you guys. They hired a private investigator who's an accident reconstruction, just like he was. Now hired their own. Oh, we ain't gonna take this. We're gonna get our own, and because they've been saying, like I told you guys, they've said this vehicle here for 30 days and all the stuff. They've been saying this way before Mr. McGrath came along. Ms. McGrath showed them it wasn't physical hard evidence, and they didn't like that. They waited almost over a month. They hired an investigator, and the investigator said exactly what they wanted what they were saying without information, right? And the crazy part about this investigator, he have never seen Dane's vehicle, never touched it, never examined it, anything, but made a full report for you guys. So they said, well, his investigator said this. How anybody can say anything without actually seeing something? I can't be right here sitting at the table and and tell somebody how exactly something bad happened down the street, and I'm sitting right here in my chair, and something happened down the street, and I say, yeah, that car did this and did that. No, you didn't examine anything. You didn't look at the damage on the vehicle, but he did. He physically touched it. He physically measured it and did everything he can from a investigator standpoint to prove these things. But this investigator went by theories, and then that's in the report. Like again, I say, you guys, they would not handle a blues case like that if Detective Biffen's son, Chief Hall's son, or they went missing, and the cruiser was found out there in the desert. It wouldn't have been handled the way they've been handling Daniel's case, and that's what I'm fighting against, you guys. That's exactly what I'm fighting against for law enforcement. Also, Mayor, thank you again. It's a beautiful idea. It is for the counters. I'm assuming you're speaking of. Also, thank you, Ardana, I guess. So again, you guys, I say your name incorrectly. I apologize for that. Happy New Year to you as well. No day goes by without thinking about Daniel. I truly appreciate you for doing that. I need all the help I can, all the awareness that I can, all the love that I can. You guys have been loving Daniel just like your own, so I really appreciate it. I call him America's son, and I call him America's son because the same things you have seen that happen in Daniel's case, it happens every day, you guys, in this country, all across this country. Whether you're dealing with law enforcement to the way and the manner that Daniel went missing, it happens every day. So it's just a type of shadow of things that happen in this country, and that's the reason why I say he's America's son. Again, Gladys, thanks so much again. She is really great. Yes, I think you guys still talking about the candle. Yes, to light a candle for everybody who is missing. That is a wonderful, wonderful, heartfelt thing to do. Love, prayers, love. This is the year to find Daniel, and it is. It is the year to find Daniel. Every day is another day. I see somebody put, yeah, Grizzly. I had to put that up real quick. So, yes, the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies. Thank you so much. This year's the year. Every day is a day closer to me finding my son. Chelsea, thanks so much for being here. Is the company he worked for, are they complicit? Are they working alongside your search? Like I told people in the past, Matrix New World. I don't think it was a company mandate, but some of the workers there came out to a few of my searches. I could say if you want to put in a numbers term, probably like 10 searches. They came out to search it at the beginning when I started my grassroots searches out there in that desert. They would come out to help, and what they would assist with is to help guide people into a location in the desert where we found to make sure that people be able to park their cars and things like that, so they can come out and with search with us in the desert. And so they kind of help with those things, along with Banner, one of the Daniel's direct supervisor, gave us the first banner. We was able to help people direct them to the gate where to come in, and then they would together, that group of people, probably a group of probably about between 8 to 10 people in their group at the time, would go out in their own little group to search an area because a lot of them are geologists as well, and they're very familiar with terrain, dealing with terrains like that. They do a lot of hiking all the time, so it was really helpful at the time for them to be a part of my searches out there. But no, they didn't have any independent searches of their own or anything like that to go out and look for Daniel. Like I said before, they haven't did a search out there until I started searches. They haven't had any searches going out there to look for Daniel. They didn't even call law enforcement and to report him missing. I had to do that myself. So again, I'm talking about the company, but as in the workers, and I think some of those workers, like I said, decided they got along together to come out and help. They stayed out there for a few weeks, and then they kind of drilling off. I think his direct supervisor, stayed out a lot longer than the rest of the workers. He would come out a lot more. Also, DV, thanks so much. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year's to everybody. New Year to everybody. I really appreciate everybody. I hope you guys, again, spend a lot of time with your family, your loved ones. Hold them close and tight. Guys, I'm telling you, God forbid anything happens to any of your family or anybody, but life does turn on a dime. I was on my back area with my retirement. I'm retired military, and get a phone call from my daughter, and that's where everything changed for our family. Daniel was missing. So, and last time I was able to tell him personally that I love him was 2 days prior to him going missing. So we always got to make sure we're saying that to each other as much as we can, angry or not. Again, like I always say, it's okay to be angry with people. I say it just like that with my loved one. Hey, look, I don't like you right now, whatever case may be. We can't talk, but I love you. I just can't talk to you right now. And I just want you to know I love you. And that's the reason why I need to break for a moment or whatever the case may be, and then we can come back together and mend things. But if it need to be that way, but I at the same time too say don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Just go ahead and try to do everything you can to diffuse the situation. In our situation, our family, in time there would have been something like that, Daniel would have been right there in the middle to mend things with people together. That's the kind of spirit you have. Keeping you keeping you all in my prayers daily. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it, Chrissy. Okay, the Edit twins again. Happy New Year, everyone. May 2024 be the year Daniel finds his way home. Yes, and we're gonna keep that positive energy going. Is the company cooperating? They did. Matter of fact, when I say cooperating, I first came out of Arizona. I had many meetings with them, board meetings, as well as the owners. The owner of the company is Daniel's one of his friends from college. His parents own Matrix New World, and actually is his mother, but the husband, he's I think like co-owner or something, and he would meet with me as well. At one point, he had met with me and even offered some. They had an office space area, office space. He offered office space for me to run my searches out of my, when I organized my search and my operation to do flyer during the time I was doing the city search. I had a desert search and I also had a city search at the time. And but I refused. I told him no. I just went ahead and turned that offer down. And the reasons why, because I didn't want to have a family job relationship that was too close, because at the time I didn't know what was going on. I don't know. Like I said, suspect wise, I had to look at every angle and everything. So I don't think it was proper for us to have that kind of relationship. So, but we had a great relationship, as in terms of they would, like I said, I was using the map and system for the searches, as well as the guys coming out to help as much as they can, and they were cooperative when I talked to the owners, and they had set aside and had a meeting with me to answer some of my questions. So, when I'm doing my investigation. So the thing is, so I really appreciate that. Like I said, from Matrix New World, so I can't give them that of saying cooperating. Yes, they don't seem like the kind of people that wouldn't cooperate. So that's what I'm saying. But as in individuals, I really feel that there's a certain individual, I could put it that way, that would know a lot more than what they're saying. And so we're still working on that part of it. All right. All hands on deck. I saw that, Center. All hands on deck. Please continue to discuss and share. Yes, please, everybody. Share Daniel's story as much as you can to keep it from becoming a cold case. It's not a cold case. It's far from a cold case, and I can't tell you guys, it's far from a cold case. You just that I'm just having a hard time, and imagine if guys, if I didn't have your backing, it'd be even worse. But I'm having the time right now to get law enforcement to do some of the things that need to be done. I want full workup on my son's vehicle before everything get lost. These guys are holding this thing back for 2 years. I've been fighting. For instance, the swabbing of the steering wheel and the shifter, they say they did. You saw it in the report, right? That I asked when I asked for the fingerprinting, because that's what I knew to ask at the time. They waited over a year, you guys. I got a call from Detective Biffin asking me, did I have a razor of Daniel? Right? I mean, that was odd to me. It was odd to me because they came in that detective himself was on a phone call with the owners of the management of the apartments that Daniel lived in, and trying to get access to Daniel's apartment. They wouldn't let the family, they wouldn't let us in at all because of legal reasons. Oh, it's Daniel's apartment, blah blah blah. So they thought they could without a warrant. They tried, so Detective Biffin tried, and eventually, after a conversation on the phone with them, they said, "Yeah, well, we can let you guys in, but we're not gonna still not gonna let the family in." But when law enforcement come, they've been escorted by the management staff. They can go in and take a picture, but they can't touch anything. And so Detective Biffin agreed with that, and they went in to do the pictures. Right now, having said that, I was later able to get access to Dane's apartment. And when we was able to, I sent my investigator in there to do his investigative stuff. That's why I got all the information I got about how his apartment looked. I got some pictures from Detective Biffin as well of his apartment, but got all things that what he looked and how the apartment looked and things like that and what was going on at the time, right? The seeing without the visual thing. But what I'm saying, but it's some things that was there that we didn't understand at the time, you guys. So, but to make a long story, you guys, long story about that is that uh the police department asked me for a razor, right? And he would, if they was wanted, they was concerned about anything, they would have after fact we was sitting there I'm trying to ask them to look at Daniel apartment a little more. I even gave them information, Detective Biffin, about around the same time frame when I first right before that, before we was able to try to get access to the apartment. I was going to the apartment to find out what Daniel place, and we seen a vehicle look just like Daniel's jetting out there with about four white guys driving, having a good time, laughing, whatever doing. And the young lady, I was saying, "Hey, that look like it might be Daniel's vehicle," but I kind of brushed it off. I wish I would have now got. I would have got the tag number. I said, "Well, maybe ironic," and I told them about that. They were looking into that date. And so the thing is, like I was saying, they asked for something that they waited over a year later to ask for uh, a razor to go with. Why you want to process something a year later? That's the point I'm trying to make. You say you did this this is around the 22nd, 24th of July of 2021. Here's they asking for a razor almost near that same time in 2022. You guys ask for a razor like, okay, you guys already know that we had to pay for Daniel's rent. I thank God for one of the guys at Major New World at the time paid a rent up for Daniel at one point, and then we had to continue to keep it going from that to that point as a family. And they knew this, and then there came a point we said, hey, we had to let this stuff go. I was able to pat Daniel things up. His mother came to town during time, and I had a family press conference set up, and they was able to kind of help get some things they needed. And Daniel's stay it was dismantled. To make a long story, you guys, after my investigator said he was done with Daniel's place, getting all the information needed. Asked for forensics to be done. They wasn't getting done. So we dismantled it, put stuff up in storage, and then you're gonna ask me for a razor almost a year later. Like we're going around walking around with Daniel's razor um where you're shaving with or something. Who does that, right? So it don't even make sense. And so the thing is, it just shows you the poor police work and the non-concern about what really happened in Daniel's case as much as we've been pleading about Daniel's case. But it was a form of covering their own ass at the time for you guys to say, hey, Mr. Robinson, know what you're talking about. We're doing all of this stuff, and they wasn't, you guys. And it goes back to that kind of thing. So, I'm not, having no razor. Nobody have a razor. I won't have no old razor hanging around of mine. If I'm shaving rounds to use to compare to say, hey, we want to take this swabbing and send it to DPS to have it processed. After over a year, you guys, I mean, why do you need to process when you had it done? When you said you swabbed, I haven't seen it, but you say you swabbed the steel wheel and stuff. Why you didn't process it then, right? So, but anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, Terry, thanks so much. I look forward to Daniel's handsome face wherever I go. Yes, and hopefully you guys get to see him on here. Find him and we could talk about some things in the future. Maybe 24 brings your answer and comfort. It will, and I'm having that faith, and I'm going to keep going forward with that kind of faith. Prayers is powerful and strength in agreement. Yes, yes, definitely, Esther. Rain, thanks so much for being here. Sending prayers. Did Buckeye Police Department ever give you their findings on that swab? They did no. They haven't done it. As far as I understand, they haven't even done anything with it to date. They quote still waiting on me to provide them a razor, which is ridiculous. But and I'm still waiting on them to process this vehicle. Again, if a law enforcement vehicle was found that way, they would have processed the entire vehicle, and that's the way I wanted them to do for my son. So if y'all see that swabbing, that's not impressive to me. You know, oh, I swatted steel wheel in the shifter. What that mean? I mean, you know, so I need. I swabbed it. Oh, we swabbed the shifter. And, no, I need the airbags done, you guys. I have this airbags. I have all the stuff in my possession. My possession. I'm trying to force law enforcement to take into their possession. Should be in an evidence locker somewhere. I shouldn't have to pay storage fees every month to house these things. That's costly. It's in jeopardy of being lost forever and that kind of stuff. And law enforcement dragging their foot. They probably hoping so. It get lost forever, so they can brush it under the rug for whatever reason that I'm getting to the bottom of. All right, Esther. Thanks so much. The truth is rising in 2024. Believing for it as you light your candles. Thanks so much. I think I may do another candlelight visual, guys, for his birthday on the 14th. I'm still pushing the air. To be honest with you guys, I'm really trying to go in the air, talk to the family, like what we like to do for commemorate. Think about Daniel's birthday this year. Would it be something public or something to amongst ourselves? And I'll just have a little time to think about that. But I'll consult with my team, Sam as well, and see if they have any ideas or thoughts about that, and we'll go forward from there. All right. Who we have here? Alice. I'm about to get off, you guys. I truly appreciate you guys spending that time with me, an hour and 17 minutes. I wish for answers for you all the time. Yes. Thanks so much, Alice. I really appreciate that. Gladys, thanks so much again. That's unbelievable that you had to continue to pay the rent. Yes, and we did for a while. That's the reason why we had to make a decision to let it go. It's a hard decision. I'm telling you, the hardest thing about dismantling a place like apartment, especially Daniel's, a missing person. I don't know what other families go through with that. But one of the hard things was when I first looked at Daniel's apartment, I didn't have any help, by the way, at the time. And I didn't really want any help because, that's his apartment. And sometimes when you go into this person's private space, you have to think of it that way. And then the other part is when I had to think about the things that I had to let go that shouldn't even go into storage. It's kind of hard to say what he wanted, what he don't want. So you end up putting everything in the storage, pretty much, right? So dismantling things is hard when say to yourself, well, I don't need to get rid of this because he's coming back for it. Then other parts say, well, maybe won't come back. You need to get rid of this thing. So it was very hard, and it's very emotional and it's very hard time when you're just trying to figure out what a person want to keep and they don't, and things like that, and the reason why you have to go throw it up in the storage and all kind of stuff. It's really hard. So right now it's almost pretty much the same thing. I've been having discussions about letting everything of his go that's in the storage now. So it's hard. It's hard for a family to make that kind of decision, especially myself. It's hard to make that decision, but I was getting to a point where I would have to let everything of his go in his storage unit, and it's hard. Except for, of course, the forensics that I'm trying to force law enforcement to do before those times. Aaron, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. What's the best way to reach you? Yes, please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. Please help find Daniel.com. And I have the information that was on the bottom as well. Aaron, the public cell phone number, I say the email probably better. The public cell phone, I can't tell you, probably even harder because I get so much influx and then the text messages get lost. So yeah, the emails will probably be better. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. And as well as Mary, thanks so much. Just curious. That is just crazy. I'm sorry. A year later for a razor. Yes, it is crazy. It's ridiculous. And it just shows you, that, like I'm saying, what we've been saying all the time. My team and I, we're talking about how slow for law enforcement is and the lack of you can say one thing on paper, but the reality is totally different. So I don't hold any weight to anything law enforcement write in that report. And that fourth report they wrote, you guys, I have all of them, the unredacted ones and the other one too, and all of them are different. And the thing is, that last one was so written so elaborately. I know they had a speech writer and everything to put that together for you guys. And that's when we're like, oh, we listen to the public right now. And we're bringing it back there because they want y'all to read this thing. So it say, oh, Buckeye did a good job, something like that. No, they have not, you guys. And, I just don't have the time, just dealing with family dynamics right now, as well, trying to investigate and trying to keep Daniel's case out there. They lucky I don't have a staff. I have a time to actually break down, because when I say I break down those reports, I'm putting them all together, guys, so the public can see the stuff. When I break it down, break it down, I mean, it's going to be called breaking down that report. And somebody's going to be in trouble. I just put it that way. Somebody's going to be in trouble. Law enforcement, I do know from having a law enforcement officer a part of my team, it's one thing to put in, I'm losing train of thought with the word, but you can add some things into the report. It's a word for it, and I'm just on the tip of my tongue, but you can add some things into the report, but you can't change paragraphs, and you can't be changing things you wrote before, the paragraphs there and stuff. And that's what's been going on in certain areas of that report, you guys, to fix that narrative that they have, and that the Buckeye Post Department. But you guys look at it as well, you guys. The Buckeye Post Department have a history of falsifying documents. That's what Chief Hall got fired for. I'm surprised he's able to retire. But he got fired. Got in trouble for, suspended, I mean to say, and for his department falsifying reports. He also got in trouble, called up for the Chief Hall for business practices he was doing outside of police, and he shouldn't do his illegal stuff you're doing there. But he was able still to retire now, so I don't have any faith and confidence in that department. I'm telling you guys, it's very corrupt, and in my opinion. So the thing is, um, you know, that's what the problem I'm dealing with right now. I'm trying to. That's what I really wanted Daniel case outside of the Buckeye Police Department. I know you have gone on live on channels before. Are you still willing to share your story on channels that focus on true crime and missing persons? Yes, true crime community is the champion of this all. I said that earlier, Terry. If it wasn't for the true crime community, it wouldn't have been carry on. Once Daniel Case hit that national level with the mainstream media and things like that, it wouldn't have been going this far without you guys with the content creators and things like that. So I really appreciate each and every last one of them. Of course, that's where you guys are reaching more people, the everyday people that a lot of news organizations don't. You guys, not everybody watch news, right? But they're here on platforms and they're here on social media and things like that. So that's where the information gets shared the most. And yes, true crime. I know y'all talk about a lot of murder cases and things like that. But like I said, true crime is kind of involved with Crime Con, for instance, as well, kind of involved to help people with missing loved ones as well. So I truly appreciate each and every last one of you. And thank you, Edit Twins, again. Thanks, Mr. Robinson, for reading my comments. Thanks, chats, for your support. Oh, yes, wonderful. And thank you for, like I said, lighting those candles for people who are out there missing, because there's a lot every day. As I'm speaking right now, someone went missing, guys. And somebody's been devastated, family been devastated, just don't know what to do. And it's never an easy time. It's not an easy time for anybody. And so, if you see a missing person case come up on social media, I mean, you just share it. Just share that story. So you never know. What your share could somehow just reach that one person who knows something. They saw it on your page though. And sometimes say it's a small world after all. The little thing they say, it's true. You never know. You hit the right person at the right time, and it only take one person to see something you shared, or whatever the case may be, and they help solve that person's case. So, all right, thank you, Esther, again. It hurts my heart to imagine such things. Oh, Barry, thanks so much for being here. You guys, one of my team members. You put a smile on my face. See you on here. But yes, team member as well. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. Not just a team member, my friend. So thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. Thank you. Center again. Thank you so much for the candlelight. Thank you everybody for those candlelights. So we're gonna have to use that one. We're gonna have to use that and use that every time we come on the platform. Have a candle lit for those missing loved ones out there. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you all. I'm about to jump off now. Again, I'm Dave Robinson, Father Geologist Daniel Robinson. To recap everything I was saying earlier, if you guys can, please go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and help me share these, help me get these flyers out there, you guys. I really need these flyers out there. Um, much as I can. And it's a big help. It's a big help. This is the flyers, you guys. You get a box of flyers I sent out to you. Go to pleasehelpfinddaniel@yahoo.com and you can send in your request. Send me an email. Request those flyers. I have them sent out to you. I still have some printed, you guys. Those boxes probably have roughly 200 flyers. I think that's why I put in those boxes there now. Because I have to get more flyers. Of course, get a print shop, reasonable print shop. So you guys, it's not going to be, I think, one box per person for right now. I would like to give you more, but it's going to be at least 200 flyers. And, you guys can get those out in your communities. That would help. I truly appreciate it. For those who want to help in other ways by printing out those flyers yourself, like I said, again, that helps. If you want to print them out yourself, that's a form of donating. I truly would appreciate that. I know it costs. So like I said, it costs with the ink and things like that. But you go to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and there's a print the flyer button at the top. You hit that and of course get the PDF and you can print those flyers out. Again, I'm going to show it anyway. I know Barry, she's sitting there and my team said this, I do it anyway, but this what I do here, you guys, if I have the flyers here, and I have in a PDF, but I have them also in a postcard size. So it's the size of postcard, the front and back. And again, I was explaining it, but that's the reason why. Because I feel that when I first started my flyer, it wasn't a flyer, this was a city search, and I was giving out these flyers to the homeless shelters, to the hospitals and the mental health wards, trying to find Daniel if he's in the city, and they were huge. They was huge piece of paper, bigger than like the size of notebook paper or whatever, print paper. And then I had them laminated, you guys. Could you imagine somebody carrying that around? No woman's gonna carry that around in her pocket or pocketbook, or men go carry in our pockets. And when it's in the smaller form, in the postcard form, it give it the ability for people to put in their pockets and things like that, and carry multiple and then pass them out. And then also it's durable, so it can be hung up on things, staple up and things like that as well. So I have two different sizes, by the way. I want to tell you, those who want to put flyers out on poles, I have a lot of larger size as well. So the same flyer, if you guys, you put the request in, if those who were requesting through the email, you can request, say, hey, which one you want? You want the postcard size or you want the bigger size? And I can send those out to you as well. The bigger size if you want just the bigger size, or you're going to want the postcard size. And like I said, the postcard size for me is to get them out, a lot easier to people, and they can carry it around. The homeless folks, when I was passing them out to the homeless community, the team and I was passing them out to the homeless shelter, homeless community around the shelters. They was able to put them in their pockets, and look for Daniel. Hey, if he's part of this homeless population, we're gonna find them. So I'm saying it comes in handy in many ways. So that's the reason why I kind of push to have those flyers in those that form. But like again, at the end of the day, it don't matter, you guys, whatever you guys can do, because like I said, it costs money to print flyers. And I'm just grateful for any way that you guys can get those flyers out if you guys want to print them out yourself. So I just say in advance, I want to say thank you so much, you guys, for those who request and those who print. Thank you guys for doing that. So again, you guys, thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate you all. Like I said, again, thank you for the love and support. Dave Robinson, Father Geologist Daniel Robinson. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And like again, please hold your loved ones tight. I'll go can't stress it enough. And please hold them tight and tell them you love them as much as you can. I do it, try to do it often as I can, and just make sure just stay prayed up, you guys, and just don't forget about these missing loved ones out there, and please don't forget about Daniel. Continue to share his story. To recap again, Pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. You guys join in the mail-in protest. You can sign the petition, put your voice to the petition. You can see all the ways you can help my efforts. Pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Request of flyers. Please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. Take care.